got another 4 inches of snow last night, and I don't think they canceled school, but this, I don't know if you're catching that, tires are breaking loose and slipping back and forth, so. We get a little snow around here, the plow trucks go crazy because they can't do anything, because, you know, government workers, so. Got to go take a, I don't know if you checked the video I did with the humidifier that we bought. It's got a computer on it and all that. You can set it on from work or whatever. And it's a piece of junk. Seriously, it's a piece of junk. Never seen it so Mickey Mouse in all my life. They got a computer on it, but the valve that, this is like a little rubber, a little silicone plug thing goes in the bottom. You put it in there, and the water keeps it down, but there's no way of it opening up with any kind of a, you know, meter or any kind of thing. So what happens is, the closer it goes down to emptying out, then all of a sudden there's no pressure on the little valve or whatever, plug. It's a little plug is what it is. And as soon as the heavy water pressure relieves, then it just runs out and runs all over the floor. Yeah. So it's just like they build it and make a nice little app to turn it on and off from work, you know, or wherever you're at, but functionality is a nada. I had to keep pulling. It would run about 11 minutes, and then it would say there's no water in the tank, and then you would take and have to pull the plug up a little bit, and you could hear the water running past the valve down into the reservoir, and then you had to unplug it and plug it back in, and then reset, and it would work. But you can't every 11 minutes go do that. But then have an app to set it from work, to turn it on and off from work. Yeah. They're always like, yeah, well, you know, I wouldn't have just done this or that or whatever. And I'm looking like, it's the first time I've ever seen in their little quick start where if you have any problems with leakage, call customer service. I've never seen it in any brochures that come along with it. You know, they don't tell you that they have a problem with it in the information. Call customer service. So I did that. I called, and then they said, "Oh, well, let me give you this app. Let me give you this. Well, let me email you this information, and then there's a video on there you need to watch." So I'm like, this is just a video explaining what the quality of the material is, you know, it's explaining to you all the features of it, but does say nothing about how to fix the leak. So then I called back again after my wife's yelling about it. And she says, "Oh, well, now I got somebody on the phone, and all of a sudden now it's working." I said, "It's not going to work. It's still going to do the same thing, but you can't just keep pulling every 11 minutes. Pull this little plug out of the. Put your hand down in the water every 11 minutes to pull this little plug up to let the water into the reservoir so it can mist." Yeah. And so I just told her, this is to send a piece of junk back to Amazon. It's just a piece of junk. Just junk. So we get to buy. We spend money on junk. And they just shipped it. They know they had problems with them. Let's just get it out into the public. And maybe they'll buy it and just throw it away and not want their money back. That way we can get rid of our stock, and maybe we can redo the problem next time. I don't know. So I got it in the box, taking it back. Did she write a review? I don't know. I did a video on it, which I did a short on it, and I got 150 views on a short, but like 3 on a regular video. So, anyways, I think this one's been out for a while though. I think this has been on the market for a while. So now I get to well, you look at one and see if it's any good before we buy another one. So I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking to myself, where do I go now? Best Buy? Do I go to what's this other one? She likes Kohl's. Do I go to Kohl's and see if I can look at it first to see if it's not another piece of junk? You know what I mean? You know what I mean by a piece of junk. The functionality, it doesn't work. You shouldn't have to, you know. I'm not big into loaded. I already have enough apps on my phone now. My phone's overloaded with all kinds of apps. And why do I want another app to turn my humidifier on from home? Because that's what people like. Convenience. Once you just turn the humidifier on, well, I guess you don't want to run the humidifier all day long. You don't want to run the humidifier all day long, and then when you get home, then you got to fill it up, right? So it's slippery. It's slippery. And most of it, is it snowed, and then the plows come along and they use that grater blade on the bottom. And they get rid of the snow. What they do is they make a sheet of ice. They get rid of the snow, but then they just press the blade down to the asphalt so much that it just makes a coat of ice. And they don't, they don't throw any sand down because they need the sand in the truck for weight. So that's why they don't dump the sand very often. Oh, I guess they do when there's a big crash up here, and then their boss tells them to go out and sand and salt the area, and that's what they do. Somebody's almost got to die in a car accident for them to do something. That's a matter of fact, because my son, he rolled his truck up in the area not too far from our house. He was coming home from work. They ran into a third shift, so he didn't come home till like 5:30 in the morning, because he had to do it because they couldn't find anybody else, and he's a nice guy to run over, so they ran him over. So he's coming home in his truck in two-wheel drive, which is four-wheel drive. It doesn't mean it's four-wheel drive. I guess you didn't know that. Four-wheel drive means it's in two-wheel drive instead of rear-wheel drive. And so four-wheel drive is one tire in the front on one side and one tire in the rear on the other side. That's what they call four-wheel drive, and it's limited slip. So if your other tire that's got traction in the front breaks traction, then the other tire kicks in only when it uses traction. So if it couldn't turn. The vehicle couldn't turn if it was a full-time four-wheel drive. You couldn't turn around corners because there'd be such a bind on the driving. So when they say it's four-wheel drive, because they say this is all-wheel drive, and what it means was that I have one wheel in the front turning, and I have one wheel in the back turning. That's giving me the traction. The other ones are just to keep the car from falling on the ground. And then when that tire breaks loose on that side, the other one will give it traction most of the time. And most of the time it's too late when it breaks loose. It's too late. Now the roads were really nice yesterday. I was zipping around at work, and even last night on the way home, everybody was. My granddaughter had her program, and I told the people at work I needed to leave early because they changed the program to a day I work. So I'm passing cars last night like a crazy man trying to get home, trying to get to school, which I was like 12 minutes late. So, well, yeah, almost 12 minutes late. And the program was only 25 minutes. So I got like 5 minutes on the program recording, that's it. So, yeah, well, I was fuming. I won't lie about that. I was fuming, and I sent some text on the phone, and then when I got home, I apologized, called the guy up that I sent the text to. It wasn't vulgar or nothing, but I really wanted to, though, because, I said, like, I don't ask for much out of you guys, just why I want to leave an hour early to go watch a program, and you can't make it work. And then you talk to another guy, and then the other guy, and, so anyways, I guess it's kind of my fault, because I know they have a scheduler, and I didn't talk to him. I talked to the head lead driver, and he's got his, I don't know, seems like he's got his thing in his shoulders up his side. He's just getting brain dead just like the rest of them. Functionality or logic, common sense is not there. Common sense. And they complain about somebody else, and I just glad I only worked 3 days, because 2 more days of putting up with the same ridiculous nonsense, day after day after day, year after year, just the simple things they can't seem to resolve. It's craziness. But yeah, they say, well, our government's just like that. Well, it probably is, but it's big enough that they have the excuse of that they can't function. This is just a little place. This place is just a little place, just a small little place, and they can't get their nonsense together, and they want to grow, and like you can't get any growth because you can't get it right. It's small. Anyways, and they brought it down. The last guy quit. Last supervisor quit because he started banging his head on the wall over the simplest things and nonsense. And then this new guy, I got a new guy in, and he's already complaining about. He's already complaining about. I don't know. They had to do some extra work. I'm serious. I need to write down exactly what he says. Like the schedule was gone, and I missed the scheduler. He says I missed the scheduler, and I'm like, when do you miss a scheduler? Because you had to do a little computer work. Just didn't have to got a chance to walk around all day and smile a little bit and be nice. You had to do a little bit of computer work. Anyways, that's my story. You know, they had a plow truck in sight, which is good because they don't know. They don't. All they do is, like I said, they just come out and they plow this little snow in the middle of the road between the two lanes. They'll be plowing that all off to the side, and that little bit of snow on there, on top of ice, is some sort of traction. Believe it or not, when you leave that snow on there versus on ice, you have some sort of traction. You know, I wouldn't want to get out of my car and try to walk across this road, because I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't stand. I'd fall down. I'd be slipping and sliding. And yesterday, how many cars rear-wheel drive? They were all rear-wheel drive cars, so you only had that one wheel in the back spinning, and they were all in the ditch, sideways. Yeah, I would love to take pictures of it, but I'm at work, so see, people start seeing me in the bus taking pictures of them with a big phone number, and it says call and complain about me. That's what I would be dealing with. Alright, so obviously this gravel train wants to be in that lane, so I'm just going to have to switch lanes, I guess, because he wants that lane. Yep. I was going to say that's probably a woman driver driving, but we know better. It's a guy. It's a guy that says that's my lane and I'm going to drive as fast as I can down the middle lane. Did I just say that? Guys do it much more than they used to. Just do stuff like that. Much more. They really do. See them all the time. It's like this guy here beside me just passed me. So we're just coming up to a red light. So where's the guy going to go when he gets up there? After just passing 10 cars, he just passed me. But once he gets up there, what's he going to do? Huh? What do you think he's going to do at the red light? Get his phone out, play a game while he's waiting at the light? Possibility. Not like I said, I haven't seen that before. Alright, so I just got to go a little bit farther down the road, and I thought I'd bring you guys along and whine and complain about my yesterday. Well, you know, there's a, he just turned back there. He just turned back there on the left. There's a saying here that the right lane is the turn lane. It's designated as a turn lane. And the left lane is the straight lane. I've noticed that a lot. So, if you're in this lane here, it's not because you're going to go straight, it's because you're going to turn. That's what the right lane's for. Left lane's to go straight, not to go left. It's to go straight. And the right lane's to turn. Yeah. And most people, if they're in this right lane, they do turn. They really do. But because I say, I don't know how many, on a given day when I'm driving on the bus, how many people will go to be in this lane here, and then when they want to turn down there, quarter mile, they'll pass you, cut in front of you, and then turn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? really do. And I can understand why that little van right there was going so slow, because it's front-wheel drive, and it's a nightmare to drive in this kind of road. I did one. Yeah, we had one of those hunks of junk. Chrysler. I was a big Chrysler fan for a bit until they shafted me on a warranty deal. Transmission blew up. You know, I was working at a dealer, and I just stopped working at a dealer, and like 3 months later, the transmission blows up after I've already checked and double checked to see if there's anything I could do to keep from that transmission blowing up. And then it blew up, and they said, "No, you're already out of warranty." And I called them and said, "Yeah, we're done with you guys, just so you know." "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way." I said, "We're done." Okay, because the mother-in-law was a Chrysler employee, been a Chrysler employee for a long time. "We're done with you guys. We're done. We're not buying any more Chryslers from you guys. We're done." "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way." I said, "Well, you can just tell your boss that the reason why you're not selling more Chrysler products, and I'm going to tell as many million people as I can to not buy a Chrysler product, is because you guys, when I'm only like 100 miles out of warranty, can't take care of your customers." Well, no. Well. Send me a survey on how you take care of customers, and I'll fill it out for you. He paused, and I'm like, "Why, you're not going to send me a customer survey on you, or what?" He still paused. He said, "Well, have a nice day." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, it was much better before I talked to you, but that's just how you take care of it. That's how you take care of your long customers that have been buying Chrysler vehicles for a long time." So you can look at the history. We bought all Chrysler vehicles from you guys, all brand new ones. Look at the history. We bought all new ones. I didn't go buy a used one. We bought all new Chrysler vehicles because the mother-in-law was a Chrysler employee. Did we get a discount? I don't think so. I don't think they did that with Chrysler. I think they did it with GM. GM was big on giving the discount to all their, for some family member. You could have been 3 cousins down. Could have been 3 cousins down and still got one. All right, so I'm like a quarter mile away from the return of the package deal, and I need my phone in there because they need to take off the Q code or QC code or whatever it's called. Yeah. Alright, we're just going to cut right in front of this truck. That's the kind of guy. Alright. So I'm going to turn this off, take the phone in there, and that's what I have to do. Alright. Alright. Now I'll come right back out as soon as I'm done. I'll come right back out and turn it back on. Right back.